The glass harmonica really had this effect on people who heard it. I mean, they were saying it was the most beautiful sound they'd ever heard. And there were a lot of beautiful sounds in the 18th century. But, you know, there was something different in the sound of the harmonica. I wanted to give people that come to Williamsburg an experience that they wouldn't get anywhere else.
I'm Chris Funk. I'm a musician in a band called the Decemberists, and I'm on a journey looking for the most surprising and extraordinary people in music. My next stop takes me to Williamsburg, Virginia. There, I will meet one of the last true masters of an enchanting instrument forgotten by time. I've traveled to Virginia and stepped back into history to meet a musician who's perfected a rather unusual medium: glass.
My name is Dan Shostak. I'm here in Williamsburg, Virginia, where I live, and I play the glass harmonica, but I also play a number of other glass instruments too, like this Cristal basse.
Dean has spent years mastering the skills necessary to play this family of glass instruments, all of which originated with the glass harmonica, an instrument with a very unexpected creator.
The glass harmonica was invented by Benjamín Franklin in 1761. He had seen somebody play on the wine glasses in a concert, and he got the idea that you could actually use glass in an entirely different way. You could actually make them rotate with a flywheel. You're working with your foot, and with wet fingers, you can play it very much like a keyboard.
Almost got it. Obviously, you don't tune this instrument.
No, that's the one nice thing. Everybody has to tune to me. First thing you need to do is get your hands really clean. And that takes a high calcium content in the water, which they happen to have here at this theater. So I've got these jugs. I literally actually bring the water from the theater back to my house to have the same water to play with all the time. The skin absorbs moisture, and so you really want your hands to start wrinkling up a little bit too. The condition of the skin on your fingers is really what produces the sounds.
And those mesmerizing sounds produced by skin on glass are not limited to the glass harmonica or the Cristal basse. The technique has led to some truly bizarre instruments.
I've heard the argument made that, you know, we've gone as far as we can with acoustic instruments. If you think about glass music as a still unexplored musical frontier, it's pretty exciting to think what instruments we could try in glass, you know, but we don't know until we make these instruments what they're going to be like. I think we should know about the glass harmonica because it's truly the first American instrument, you know, aside from the Native American instruments already here. I absolutely had to teach myself how to play. My only sources were reading what Franklin wrote and these other guys back in the time. It is new every day. Every time I sit down and play the harmonica, it is a fresh experience and a challenge each time.
The year is 1988. Big hair and denim are in. The ultimate lead singer in hair metal, Kip Winger, and his band are at the top of the charts. But the party that seemed like it would never end suddenly came crashing down. No airplay, no singles, nothing. But it turns out this was just the beginning for Kip Winger.
This is, at home with Kip Winger. This is so exciting.
I'm Chris Funk. I'm a musician in a band called the Decemberists, and I'm on a journey looking for the most surprising and extraordinary people in music. My next stop takes me to Nashville, Tennessee. There, I will meet a rock legend with one of the most unexpected transformations in music.
Hi guys, we're the Decemberists. We're from Portland, Oregon, United States of America.
The Decemberists tour brought me to Nashville, where we played the historic Ryman Theater. A day between shows gave me a chance to explore the city, known for its honky-tonks and live shows. But I was here for something else, to track down an 80s icon.
Hello.
I'm Kip Winger, and I'm in the band Winger, and I'm also a classical composer. At the height of my career, we were playing for thousands of people every night and gold and platinum albums. Beavis and Butthead was the biggest show in MTV's history at the time, and it ushered in a whole new genre of music, grunge, and it completely ripped apart the 80s hair bands, and I was at the scene of the crime. My name was on the little geeky guy's t-shirt that represented everything that sucked. Lost the record deal, lost the publishing. I was at my very lowest point. I did say, well, there's nothing else to do now except that thing that I've always wanted to do, which is really learn how to wield an orchestra organically.
To go from a rock bass player to composer is learning music all over again. To do so later in life as Kip did is almost unheard of.
I could never even read an orchestral score until I was 35. 10, 15 years into it to finally start to hear orchestras play my music and realize, oh my God, this is really what I'm here to be doing.
Dude, that's awesome. That's amazing.
In this case, I'm calling it a riff because that's my terminology from being a rock guy. Turns into. It was a scary and lonely path. I've got a record company that's going, why are you doing that? You're a rocker, you need to rock. And I'm like, no, I don't need to rock, I need to be doing this. This kind of starts all in a rock riff, really. You know, you kind of go against all odds when you just believe in something.
Despite the challenges with learning how to compose, Kip's persistence ultimately led to a Grammy nomination in contemporary classical composition.
It's a very cathartic, healing experience to overcome my illiteracy in music at a late age with not so much self-confidence. It was like, okay, you know what? I don't suck. Like, it wasn't true what they all said. To be acknowledged with a composer nomination from the Grammys was the greatest feeling of accomplishment of my whole life.